All right, y'all, let's break down the 88 time machine a little bit further so we can better understand the past, present, and future, okay? Because when the 88 time machine's first appearance came out was in 1985, okay? And then the next appearance of the 88 time machine was in 1989. And then the third appearance was in 1990, okay? So the King Spirit that went upon all the earth back in 1935, because that's when he was born, all right? Things tie to the King Spirit, all right, in one aspect. He's just one building block, one of the stars that things align to. So if he was alive, he'd be 85 in 2020. All right. So Trump's last name equals 88. Okay. So that's the first appearance of time travel, where we are being taken into the future. When the stores are closed, when man is without form and void. And notice that the grays, the aliens, the grays, they have big black eyes. Okay. They're the shadow walkers, or the children of the night, okay? The people who wear sunglasses. And the grays, they can't take the oxygen levels or whatever on the planet or whatever, so they have to wear masks, okay? So the oxygen level has to tie into the invisible enemy and all these different things, all right? Because all the little different aliens, they're just code for different types of people in the future, okay? And right now, I think there's like 8 types or 10 types or something like that. Either way, it doesn't matter. That's just all the space stuff is all military missions. It's all dark speak for the soul, the us and our system, okay? So, either way. So the first appearance, we're taken into the future. You got work from home. You got school from home. You got that kind of stuff, right? The zoo opened up for the beast man, and the pit opened up by the Abaddon. And now people who've gone and gotten the free treatment and the forbidden fruit, he handed out the serpent fang. Either way, the people took it, and now they have opened up the pit to where they probably have to go and get their treatment from the tree of life, because it's not a free gift, right? You have to pay somehow, and we're going into a time where the fulfillment of the law is done, to where you have to fulfill the law to get your salvation and those types of things, folks. So, so 88 part 2. All right. We went into the future, and then we came back. Everything's good. Everything's delusional. Everybody's going, oh man, we're great. It's getting back together. House is up. Making more money, blah, blah, blah. They're paying more at work, working less hours, blah, blah, blah. Feeling great. Getting y'all delusional. Inflation's going up. The inflation's there because everybody got the free treatment, which costs, I think they said like $45 or $65 per person or whatever. So that has to come from somewhere, and then they gave out money on top of it. So that's where God is just handing out money in the future, because nobody's working and everything's shut down and blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, that's the tree of life for the beast man. Either way, so we were taken into time, taken back. Okay. So as the egg is cracking open with the Kraken enemy, the cold, right? So as it's cracking open again, we saw what happened, that the airlines were grounded, okay, and things are starting to build up, right? And then Biden is the tree son and all those things. So we're starting to see men's hearts fail them for those things that have come upon the earth with the heart attacks and all those other things, because those people probably aren't going to get their booster for the Hebrew, okay, and the trick or treatment. Either way, folks, so why are we starting to see the egg cracking open again? Because in 88, Elvis turned 88 in 2023, 1-8, all right? So that's the 888, the 3 8s. Either way, so we're seeing the egg crack open for a new time, and we're going to be propelled into the future again, okay? So between Elvis being 88, 89, second appearance, and 90, okay, this is when you get the Back to the Future episode in part 1, all right? We were given a little glimpse of part 1, but now we're going to get part 1, and that's where you get the full trilogy, I should say. You're going to get the full trilogy now, all right? Because you get the full trilogy 3 times, and we're going to cover that. But 80, 89, 90, taken back. We go forward again. When we come back, America is burned, all right? And it's burned. It's going to be burned in 1 way, 2, 3, 4 different ways. However, all right? But America's being burned now by the thing that they handed out, all right? That's one type of burn. Another type of burn is when the party split and those things start happening that way. So either way, multiple burns, but basically it's going to be a transformative time for America, okay? Now, the next time, so 89 is 2024, 90 is 2025, all right? And that ties into the 2 witnesses and the rain being stopped and all those other things, okay? So Biden, he turns 88 in 2030, all right? So there you got another 88, 89, 90 for 2030, 2031, 2032. That's when America is going to be taken into the future and taken back for 1 year, and then it goes back into the future or whatever, because Trump, he becomes 88 in 2034, okay? And then 89 in 2035, okay? That's the 100-year mark. And then 90 in 2036, which that makes the 2036 9. That's the 69 for the Don Key number, okay? So this 2036 is the 2 crown 3 6, the 666 for the going into heaven, the mirror heaven, the old heaven, the 666 666. Okay. So after that point will be the end of the 2015 to 2035. That's the 20-year mark of the end time, because the it takes like it's an end time. It's the Antichrist is a sign of the end times, and then people are caught up or left behind, and Jesus comes within us to catch us up before he can appear to us, and all these different things, all right? But right now is going to be that time of mass awakening, that people are going to start understanding a little more, and then the everything's been kind of put together for them to just go back and build the foundation, okay? But America, Babylon, the U.S., the us and our, we're tied to the USSR, okay? And the AUS, Australia, these different things like this, all right? So the USSR, that's part of that red wave that's coming in underneath, that's tunneling under, all right? And Biden and Trump are working together as that system collapses, okay? Because they're doing the same thing that they did over in with Hitler and the Nazis and stuff, but they're doing it in a much better and slower way, all right? And the way they have it developed now, they started this in 1975, all right? And this is when all these Voyager missions went out and these space missions or whatever. But this is when they've been starting collecting the data. And then the first Antichrist they started doing in the 90s. And they were trying to get it done for the millennium, all right? But it didn't go quite as planned, so they had to work in the other way, all right? That's where George Bush came in, but George Bush did his plan by creating a new America by creating the Patriot Act. And the Patriot Act basically got rid of your constitutional rights and opened up your household to full-blown spying. Before it was done through the ground wire or whatever, and it was limited information, but the Patriot Act opened it up to where they could collect and harvest all types of info. And then it just went on and further and further. Either way, folks, these times are coming now. The egg is cracking open, and it's going to get probably, I think, to a point where we might start seeing people drop, dude. Like, if you went and got the treatment and you're not going to get the treatment, you might start dropping. Because once you've had your heart taken out, once you've had that heart surgery done, you got to do what the doctor tells you to do at that point, all right? And you've already had your heart worked on because it's already in your hand and it's already in your head. Oh, that invisible enemy is out there. I'm already getting it. I'm already getting it. I don't know if I feel bad. I don't know if I got that already or not. I feel bad. It's already in the head, dude. It's the cold. It's whatever it was before, or it's just man shedding. Toxic lifestyles. Frequencies. They're not free because the body pays for them. And the frequencies that are good for us are the ones out in nature and the natural tones and what have you. But 88 keys on the keyboard for a reason, folks. All right? Those 88s are there. And the 88s are connected to time travel. And one of the reasons that I might be able to see things is because my last name equals 88, all right? And my full name equals 9990, which is the 666 mirror, all right? Either way, there's different things that seem to be showing about why some people can see what they can see, or why they've had the lives they've had, or why they've done the things they've done, or whatever, okay? There's truth in all things, and when they're telling you that people's lives and numbers or whatever align by the stars and whatever else, there is some truth in those things, okay? But there's not enough truth in them to where we can rely on it and base our whole lives on it, okay? We just can't figure out the numbers and be like, all right, I'm going to die on that day. All right. It doesn't work quite like that. All right. But we can kind of know the time and season. All right. Just like we know the day and hour of the Antichrist, because he's an alarm clock for the time and season of Jesus' return. And if you can't see the alarm clock, then you're not going to wake up, and you're not going to be caught up with the Lord. You're going to be left behind, sleeping in the American dream. Sleep, deep, deep sleep.